Sandy si po prezentácii Tesly na Investor Day vypil a púšťal bomby.
And the reason for that is because I'm old. I don't give a shit. I can say whatever I want.
Ak nevieš, kto je Sandy Munro, predstavím ti ho videom v rohu.
The Chinese.
Video ide postupkou od Full Houseu po Royal Flash. Teraz to pauzni a sprav si popcorn, pretože týmto mu prenechávam slovo.
Hello, your shareholders. I'm going to start the day off the right. I think that in probably about 3 years, maybe less, your shares, based on what I saw, are going to be worth about $1,000 each. No problem. Woo! At the end of the day, everybody's saying, "Ooh, Tesla won't make any money." Oh yeah, right. Tell me another. They're going to make tons of money. I'm telling you flat, and they're going to just gobble the market. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be a couple of early adopter OEMs to jump into the affray with Tesla charging stations, and those guys are going to survive, and the rest are going to be fucked. And that's all there is to it. And now Elon Musk, I'm telling you, that he's like magic. We were supposed to not talk about it because it wasn't public domain, but they showed it on the video, being all the tabs being welded together. So now it's public domain. Woohoo! My agent, who takes care of my money, she said, "Oh, Sandy, I think that we're going to invest in Tesla stock." And I said, "Well, if you must." When I heard that they were going to extend them by, I think, 2 meters, 6 feet, that basically told me that the next stage will be an induction charger. When Elon takes Tesla into the 48-volt system, guess what? He just created a new market. The new market will be selling those switches and solenoids and everything else that's now in 12 volt. These clowns that were in the tier 2s, actually tier 2 guys, they're going to get left in the dust. So not only are you going to make money basically on cars and on the electrification of the rest of the fleets inside of the United States, and the what do you call it, power generation systems that he's putting up all over. Now you're going to be in the tier 2 supply community. What a genius, I tell you. Vertical integration. I'm a huge fan. When when Elon started talking about vertical integration and what he's doing, the general population basically said that's stupid. You don't want to do that. You want to hand stuff out. But here's the deal. When you hire a tier 1 guy, he has to make money. He has to buy from a tier 2 guy. He has to make money. He has to buy from a tier 3 guy. He has to make, and all the way down to tier 6. And what I was really shocked with was one of the guys that was making their presentations today said, "We're dealing with tier 6. These are guys that basically have gravel that they grind up. That's tier 6. And Tesla is looking all the way down so they don't get caught in a situation where, you've got children in, Congo, scraping around with a trowel trying to get cobalt out of the ground. I mean, this kind of stuff, that shows real leadership and real humanity. You don't see too much of that when you've got, I hate to say it, MBA kind of people. You got to focus your attention on the world. In fact, that's what the whole topic today was. What can we do for sustainability in the world, not just a car? And that's like elevated to godlike. Yeah. Okay. Because at the end of the day, no one on the planet makes more money per car than Tesla.
Please welcome back Sandy Munro.
Hello? Okay, so every major company on the planet knows what's right and knows what areas they have to attack. The problem is that there's so many internal politics, so many internal politicians that get in the way of progress. And I think that what Tesla's done, and he said it many, many times, they work as teams. They want to take the manufacturing engineering, the product design engineering, the HR people from the factory floor, and finance, and bring them all into the same team to work on a common problem so that they can get a solution that's good for the company. And it just dawned on me when I said that. They're working for the betterment of Tesla, and most companies look for the betterment of the person. And that's what's different about Tesla.
They called it the mother roll. And Sandy and I asked, how long is that mother roll? And they said, it's like 1.5 or 2 kilometers long. And then they cut it into 16 pieces. The amount of vertical integration you see in the Gigafactory is incredible. Most other OEMs are outsourcing their battery manufacturing. And every time you outsource anything, there's profit margin built into that tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 supplier. So every time Tesla vertically integrates any process, they're automatically realizing the cost savings of the profit margin that they're not being charged by a supplier. And it's just mind-blowing to walk by not only the battery production, they're stamping the cans for the battery, and they have their seat line. So Sandy famously says that the seats are the most comfortable seats in the world, and they're manufacturing them in the plant. This is a cultural difference. Tesla has a cultural difference in the way that they go about designing the vehicles and manufacturing the vehicles. Manufacturing is typically ignored by a lot of OEMs because it doesn't make up a large percentage of the cost. If you look at the total cost to manufacture the vehicle, it's not that much of a focus for traditional OEMs. But Tesla is intent on focusing on being able to manufacture at scales that are beyond what a lot of traditional OEMs are focusing on.
Hello? Everything that we've ever seen from Tesla makes a higher gross margin than anybody else on the planet. Now that they've got volume, there's no question in my mind that they're going to kick ass and take no names. This is going to be for old and young people, and that's where the $25,000 car is going to be, and it's going to be made in Mexico, and they're going to make a shitload of them, and it's going to be a ton of money. A $25,000 Tesla is going to sell a shitload of cars. Think about it. What are the biggest selling cars in history? Volkswagen Beetle and a Model T. Guess where I'm putting my money? I want that $25,000 car that looks like a brick that I can buy for my kid. How about the thing they didn't mention? 30% more power at basically a less cost by going to a hairpin motor is huge. And they didn't say anything. But you know what? Look at that video. Look at that video. You're going to see where they're welding the tops, laser welding the tops of all those hairpins back together. I'm telling you what, I was sworn to secrecy, but even Corey can't keep me shut on this one. This is a big deal, folks. A huge deal. Huge. And they showed it on the video. That allows you to move from the mundane to the extraordinary. I looked over, I could not believe my eyes. And I walked right up there, and the guy that's in charge, I don't think you should be doing that. I pretended like I couldn't hear. If you're old, you can get away with anything. I mean anything.
Let me summarize this. The big deal is we already think that the Tesla powertrain portfolio is world-class leading. But the question is when can other OEMs catch up? This is another step change forward. If they're developing a new powertrain platform, then they're going to actually move even further ahead of the competition. Only days after Toyota says that the Model Y is a work of art.
We've looked at everything about everybody. Very few people have taken apart everybody's car, and I believe that Tesla is about somewhere between 6 to 8 years ahead of everybody else in self-driving. The software is better, the controller systems are better, the ADAS system, which is the module that you have inside, is better. I don't see anybody catching up anytime soon because they're stuck in the old paradigm. Again, I don't know how anybody's going to catch up to Tesla, but if they do, it'll be like only because all the plants burn down the same day. This is a brilliant video. Every kid should be watching this to know what the future is, to know what a genius we've got in our midst with Elon Musk. I guarantee you nothing is going to get in the way of the progress that Elon's put in place. Nothing. Zero. I am 100% in back of everything I saw today. I was already a fan, but at the end of the day, nothing is going to get in the way of Tesla. Nothing. Zero. Okay, I'm twice as old as anybody here on the panel, and I've seen everything, pretty much. I'm going to tell you right now that Tesla is going to crush, and I mean that sincerely, crush the rest of the automotive industry. And the reason for that is because of one person, Elon Musk. If that guy disappears, then I might change my mind. But at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you simply, you've made a wise choice in buying that stock. And I am going to tell you right now, nothing, absolutely nothing or nobody is going to get in the way. I'm the only guy on this floor that actually has worked on rocket ships, and it's in my resume. You can find about it. And I'm telling you what, any idea that we ever had for L'Oreal or Boeing or Lockheed Martin or anybody else on the planet has been implemented already. SpaceX, Corey and I toured that place. I looked at their rocket motors, which actually...
you can talk about that.
Yeah, can I? Okay, so actually, I actually made suggestions, and Elon Musk said, hey, that's a good idea. Haven't we done that before? Everything that Tesla does in SpaceX is absolutely brilliant. Like I said, I can't say enough about him. He's the Einstein of our age. That's a fact.